Hey there, this is Nina with the Happy Hooker's Closet. So I made a granny square blanket tutorial that has picked up some traction in the last few days, and I've gotten several comments about how wrong my way of making my granny square blanket is, specifically how wrong it is of me to fasten off and cut my yarn after every round, even though I'm going to use the same color. So, first of all, I'm going to read these comments to you right now, and then we'll get deeper into this. And I promise you, I am going to try your way, and then I'm going to do my way. And we're going to compare. Here is the Pinky Lee Granny Square Blanket tutorial. And I'm going to read to you some of the comments that I have received. First comment, why don't you use slip stitch to reach the next corner space instead of cutting the yarn after each round since you are not changing yarn color? Cutting after each round leaves a lot of tail ends to hide. Agree. Totally agree. And my response at the time was, the simple answer is, I just don't know how to. This is how I learned. I've tried to continue on, but I just couldn't get it. That's all. And it's true. I learned how to do my granny squares off of a YouTube video, and she cut her yarn after each round, even though she was using the same color. And that's how I learned. So then somebody says, responds to that and says, a lot of yarn lost. Somebody says you can also turn the work, slip stitch back into the chain space, turn the work back again, and then do 3 chains, and you are ready to work back into the chain space. I'm going to try that later. Oh man, just ask anyone who crochets and they can show you how to continue on using the same color. I said, yes, I already tried the right way. I really appreciate your channel. This is a good one. But I do have to say, it's not good to teach someone new to crocheting grannies to cut yarn after each round. It's an incredible amount of extra work and great loss of yarn. I don't believe you can't get how to continue. You crochet fabulously and have a knack for teaching. Again, please don't be insulted. I've just never seen this before. There's a reason for it. And I said, why is it not good when I feel like it makes a cleaner product for me personally? And that's what I want to share. I've tried your way, and I don't like how it looks. For me, it just doesn't come out the same or as nice looking. What works for you doesn't always work for everyone else. And that's fine that you don't get why I can't understand how to continue around your way. My channel is my channel, and if I want to do the extra work, then I will. I've had other people agree with me as well, so I'm going to teach my way without your permission. Have a blessed day, dear. Just let me tell you that when I wrote that response, I had already tried that way that she was saying and the other ways. But now I'm going to try again. I'm going to give it a good old college try, and we're going to do it. And we're going to compare right now. I've got my yarn. Obviously, it's I Love This yarn. We're going to use one color for all of these demonstrations. And the first one we're going to do is use a slip stitch in the last chain, then chain 3, counts as 1 double crochet, as I know. Then keep going as usual. I'm sure there's a lot of YouTube videos. I know what you're talking about. So I'm going to do that way. I would not be happy with this. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like a clean granny square. Oh, but we're going to do one more round. I'm not happy about this. 1, 2, 3, chain 3. Turn my work and 2 double crochet and continue on. What's wrong with y'all? We're at the slip stitch at the end. I'm gonna fasten off because I'm done now. And oh my god, you could tell from here, I'm not happy with this. Why would you want your granny square to look like? I'm sorry. Look at those ridges. Look at those ridges. On this side too. There's ridges right here. Let me weave in the ends. Maybe that'll help. First granny square done. Me personally, it's a no for me. I don't like these ridges that are right here, if you could see that. It's not as smooth either. I mean, to each their own. If this is the style that you want, that's cool, but this is just not the way that I want to do it. It just doesn't fit me. It's no bueno. I'm going to try the other way that you guys are saying, though. This is just the first one. This one is, why don't you use a slip stitch to reach the next corner space instead of cutting the yarn after each round since you are not changing yarn color? Cutting after each round leaves a lot of tail ends. Here we go. So we're not going to turn our work. We're just going to go right into that corner space. So let's see if that one's a little different. So we're at the last corner. 1, 2, 3. Into the slip stitch. Okay, and then what did she say we do? We're going off of her instructions, this girl. 3. Why don't you use a slip stitch to reach the next corner? Okay. Instead of cutting the yarn after each round, since you are not changing yarn colors. Okay, so then I do 1, 2, 3. She didn't say anything about chaining or anything, and this already doesn't look right, girl. 1, 2, 3. This does not look like it's going to go well. You probably shouldn't give suggestions on a tutorial if it's not going to work or if you don't explain it correctly. Listen, I'm not trying to talk my mess, but 1, 2. This don't look like it's going to be right. I'll be back at the end. All right, I'm in that last corner space. We're doing our last 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And listen, I don't know where to go from here. I did what she told me. I guess we go, there should be a space to go right here, but there isn't. Where's the space here? Like how these spaces are made here? How do I, okay. Well, I guess we just continue on. I don't have anywhere to slip stitch. We just continue on, I guess, because that's what it says. Why don't you use a slip stitch to reach the next corner space instead of cutting the yarn after each round? And I used a slip stitch to get to the next corner space. And now I'm missing a whole one of these parts. And it's doing that rigid thing again. I'll come back at the end. I am now here, and I don't know where. I guess maybe I slip stitched there? No, and then I'm missing a... What the heck, dude? I don't know where to end here. Alright, 1, 2, 3. That's the only thing I think of. Okay, 1, 2. Because the chain 3 is a double crochet, right? 1, 2, 3. For my corner, I'm in the corner. This is not bueno. Okay, I'll be back at the end of this. I don't know where the end or the beginning is. Oh no. It should not be this. Come on. Hold, please. I think we've reached the end. I think now is a slip stitch. Okay, and let's cut this bad boy. This doesn't look good. This is not bueno. What happened? Hold on, let's weave in these ends. So this is the one that said to slip stitch to the corner and then do your chain 3 and start as regular, and that's what I did. And that doesn't seem to have worked for me. Maybe I did it wrong. I followed the instruction. I'm hoping if I weave in the end, it might help. But it's not. Okay. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep the video running at this point. Okay. So here's the second one, and it's kind of doing this thing. I'm missing a stitch. It just doesn't look, it doesn't look like a pattern, like a good pattern. This one looks better than this one. But now we're going to try my way. And we're going to cut each end. So, alright, end of the first round, chain 3, slip stitch, close that circle. We're going to close, fasten off, cut our yarn. Okay, so I fastened off in this corner here, right? In this corner here. I'm going to turn it, insert my hook into this corner space, and start my next round. This is how I do it for all of my granny squares. And then we'll continue on. I'll meet you at the end of this round. We are at the end of our second round. 1, 2, 3, double crochet, chain 3, slip stitch into that chain, and then cut. So we're cutting after every round like I do. Fasten off. There's the corner where I ended. I'm going to turn. I'm going to start at this corner right here. Bow. I'll meet you guys back at the end of this round. We're at the end of round 3. We're going to chain 2, 3, slip stitch, fasten off, cut, and close. That's what we have so far. There's my ends that you guys are complaining about. Some of you, not all of you. Here's the corner that I ended in. The corner that I ended in. We're going to start at this corner here. I'll be back. This is the last round. Yeah, I can already like see and feel the difference, and I know why I don't like the other ways. And once I'm finished with this and weaving in my ends, I will explain. But it's all making sense to me now that I look at it and I look at those. So I'll be back. Okay, here are all 3 of my granny squares that I just completed. This one here is the one that said to chain 3, turn my work, and then work 2 double crochet into the corner space and then continue on. This is the one that said to slip stitch to the next corner space and do 3 double crochets. And then this one is the one that I do that I cut my yarn after every round when I'm using the same color. I'm going to take this one away because this one is no bueno. And we're just going to compare these two since these are the closest ones that look the most alike. So I do see that there's a little bit of a similarity, but I don't really like how it looks like this is the back part of the work. Like it has like these kind of ridge things right here, and I don't like that it's in the front of the work. This one, you kind of see it, but it's not as noticeable as this one. And then this one looks more squared than this one. I'm not feeling this one. I'm not feeling the chain 3, turn your work, and continue on. It's just not for me. To me personally, this looks cleaner than that one. And so I'm going to continue to cut my yarn after every round, even though I am going to use the same color. That's just what I'm going to do. I can definitely see a difference in my eyes. So if you do it this way, hey, that's up to you. That's the way you want your work to look. It's not for me. I'm going to stick to this. And that's that. So I'm glad that I did these comparisons. This one was just a bust right here. But I'm glad I compared. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to talk to you guys again soon. Have a beautiful day.